Good day, everyone. Today we're gonna talk about is cell theory. Cell theory is a logical hypothesis previously planned during the 19th century that living organic entities are comprised of cells that are the basic structural or organization unit of all organisms, and that all cells come from pre-existing cells. Cells are the basic fundamental unit of structures in all organic entities, and furthermore, the essential unit of reproduction.
There are three tenets to the cell theory. First is living organisms are composed of one or more cells. Second, the cell is basic unit of structure and organization in organism. Lastly, third, the cell theory arises from pre-existing cells.
Credits for developing cell theory is given to two scientists, Theodor Schwann and Matthias Jacob Schleiden. However, the idea that all cells come from pre-existing cells had in fact already been proposed by Robert Remak. It has been suggested that Virchow plagiarized Remak and did not give him credit. Remak published observations in 1852 on cell division, claiming Schleiden and Schwann were incorrect about generation schemes. He instead said that binary fission, which was first introduced by Du Mortier, was how reproduction of new animal cells were made. Once this tenet was added, the classical cell theory we know was complete.
So, what are the importance of a cell theory? Knowing that all living things are made up of cells allows us to understand how organisms are created, grow, and die. That information helps us understand how new life is created, why organisms take the form they do, how cancer spreads, how diseases can be managed, and more. Cells even help us understand fundamental issues such as life and death.
What are the examples of cell theory? Cell theory says that cells are the smallest unit of life. In other words, this means you can't break down a cell into smaller parts and still call it living. For example, you can break down a whole organism, such as a human, into smaller components like organ systems, organs, and tissues. All of these components are still considered living. Plant and animal tissues can be broken down further into cells, but that is the furthest life can be broken down. And did you know that the term cell was created by Robert Hooke, a scientist from England that loves all aspects of science? It was thanks to Robert that we got the term the cell when he was looking through a piece of quark under his microscope. The little chambers that he saw reminded him of cells that the monks slept in the monastery.
The main points of cell theory's findings led to the formation of the modern cell theory, which has three main additions. First, that DNA is passed between cells during cell division. Second, that the cells of all organisms within a similar species are mostly the same, both structurally and chemically. And finally, that energy flow occurs within cells. That's all. Thank you.
Kindly answer the following questions. What are the three tenets of cell theory?